I'm so pleased to welcome our first guest to the show tonight, Dr. Sieu. She is the Deputy Superintendent and has been directly involved with administering the magnet school programs in ABC for over 10 years. She is directly responsible for successfully obtaining almost $15 million of federal magnet school program grants for 10 schools. Dr. Sieu is former Assistant Superintendent of Academic Services and Director of Special Programs and Services. Dr. Sieu is completing her 18th year in the district and feels that a highlight of her career is to see schools flourish under the Magnet Schools program. Welcome, Dr. Sieu. How do you like that?
That sounds great.
I know, I know. I like the music, I'll be honest with you. But we're not here to talk about music, we're here to talk about magnet schools. And, you know, being a teacher at Ross, we're a magnet school, and I think a lot of parents and community members, they hear the term magnet school, but they're kind of uncertain about what really is a magnet school. And so one of the things that we want to talk about today, and I know you're here to talk about, is what is a magnet school, what is its purpose, how does it get its funding, and those kinds of things.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having us be a part of the Unite show to talk about the Magnet Schools program. As you mentioned, we've been around for about 10 years now, and we have 10 schools that are federally funded. It is part of the federal grant provided by the U.S. Department of Education, and it is only available every 3 years. And so since 1997, we've been able to apply for several schools each cycle and successfully obtain at least almost about $1 million for each of the schools that have been funded. And so for our parents, so the only thing that they need to know is that each of the schools have developed a special theme, a special curriculum to go along with their magnet schools, and that is really it's designed to attract students from inside and outside the district in order to really raise student achievement.
Excellent. So the same way a magnet, you know, has attractive powers, the school, because of its specialized program, will likely attract students who are interested in that area of study.
Exactly.
And you made a comment earlier that 1996 was the beginning. So does that mean that there weren't any magnet schools prior to 1996?
That's correct. That was the first time we applied for 4 schools at that time.
Okay.
And they're still a part of the Magnet Schools program today.
Excellent. And I guess longevity is the real long-term plan.
Right.
Because, you know, the initial setup and the funding, not that it's easy, but the program, that there's more focus on the program, and it's 5-10 years down the road, and sustaining that, that's what becomes the real.
That is the challenge. And the money's really from the U.S. Department of Education is designed as seed money and not designed to help to sustain it. The sustaining funds have to come from either existing school resources or foundations that are created from the school sites.
Excellent. Well, I know that we have a video that you brought along that we can kind of take a look at, and that will kind of talk and show some of the things that have been discussed so far, and we'll have a chance when we come back from that to discuss and have a nice quick talk with some of the administrators and people involved with the magnets, the magnet at 3 different schools.
Right.
Great, so we'll take a look at that.
I'm Steve Harris. I'm the magnet coordinator at Fetty Middle School, and Fetty is really pleased to offer this new program. It's based on the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program. We have 8 exciting core subjects, and one thing that combines those all together are the 5 what we call areas of interaction. Now, in these areas of interaction, in each of the core subjects, the students are encouraged not to just compartmentalize and think about what they learned in English or in history, but how their learning transcends that and moves beyond their class to the school, out to the community, and then eventually how they can apply that learning on a global level as well.
Hi, I'm Coletta Priestley Garcia, the Magnet Coordinator at Stowers Elementary School. Our school is an international studies school, which means that we deal with the entire child, physical, emotional, mental. Our program is set up so that we look at different cultures and we prepare your child to go into the 21st century as an international citizen. we offer all different kind of multicultural activities and foreign language.
Hello, my name is Wendy Huang, and I'm the Magnet School Coordinator at Burbank Elementary School. As you can see, that we're a visual and performing arts school. We have an emphasis in the folk arts simply because we have so many different cultures being represented here at Burbank. So what we're doing here is we're adding the folk arts component to help our kids learn about their cultural heritage. It's really wonderful. What we're doing here is that people often ask, well, is your program standard-based, and are you academic enough? What we're doing really is we're very rigorous, and we push a lot about academics, but at the same time, our instructions are delivered through our arts program. All 4 strands of arts, fine arts, music, dance, and theater, are being taught every single day in the classroom, not only by our classroom teachers, also by our resident specialists. So you got to come and see us. We have one of the best programs that I know about, and as you can see, we have a lot of different things happening at different levels. So I'm proud of our program, and I hope you will come to see, and I'll talk to you more about Burbank.
Now we have the opportunity to talk with some of the administrators from around the district and their new magnet schools. First up is Fetty Middle School.
Hi, I'm the proud principal of Fetty Middle School. My name is Rochelle Wallman, and I would like to share that Fetty Middle School is the smallest middle school within ABC Unified School District, which gives us an opportunity to make a connection with all our students in a very caring and nurturing environment with a very wonderful, dedicated staff. And at this time, I would love to introduce our new magnet coordinator, Mr. Steve Harris.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So, Steve, this is the beginning of the magnet program at Fetty, and I believe every magnet school will choose kind of a specialized area. What area has the school selected?
Well, we're going to be we're modeling our program on the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program. So that means they're going to have a very well-rounded education. They're going to be having English literature, they're going to be having academic Spanish, technology, visual and performing arts, and there's really going to be a neat thing that ties it all together, this crisscrossing themes that encourages the students not to compartmentalize their learning, but truly integrate it throughout the school and eventually out into the community and finally globally.
So the International Baccalaureate, those are sometimes called IB classes.
That's correct.
And my understanding is those are a lot like AP classes, which many other people might be familiar with. And so this is almost like a kind of a different AP-styled program in the middle school level.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of a distant cousin, but yes, similar in structure.
Excellent. Well, that sounds very exciting. I'm sure the students will be up for that challenge, and it'll be great to maybe have you back in a few years to hear how the program's going.
Yeah. In fact, our feeder school is going to be Stowers Elementary, and Eileen Blagden is the principal there, so let me pass it on over to her.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent.
Hello, and I am so thrilled to be here on your show. And the great thing about Stowers is that we've got wonderful staff, students, and just a wonderful community. And we wanted to do so much more for our parents and our students. So as a staff, we got together at the end of last year and decided we wanted to go for a magnet school. And with that came our new magnet coordinator, Mrs. Coletta Priestley Garcia.
Excellent.
Thank you. Our program is based on our students becoming global citizens. That's why we have our suitcase that shows our global studies. Our students are learning about their cultures and learning to appreciate other cultures, and at the same time, they're learning everything about the international world. So I pass it on to our next principal.
Wow, this is awesome.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Steve Sismar. I'm the principal of Burbank Elementary School, deep in the heart of Artesia. It's a dynamite little school, about 480 kids. It's a neighborhood school, very family-oriented, and we're very proud of our new magnet program. Our new magnet coordinator is Ms. Wendy Wong.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Wendy. How are
Hey,
you?
great. It's been wonderful being on your show.
Excellent.
We have
I'm
a
so
lot
glad
of
to
fun.
have you.
And I want to talk to you about our program. Basically, you asked about our special theme. And one thing I didn't get to share last night in the video that you saw previously was really we have a very strong component about folk arts. And I would like to think of us as one of the best kept secret in the district because we have this folk art
component. And our students, I know.
Secret.
I know.
Oh.
But you know what? The best thing is our students eventually will feed into the next school, Ross Middle School, which is also an art school.
True
and then
story.
those students will likely feed into Gar High School, which is an arts and technology school. So we're creating this path for our students. So it's an excellent opportunity for our students, and we're really proud to have this comprehensive arts program for our students.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because sometimes I think a parent or a community member could look at a magnet school and think, well, what happens when they leave that school? Then
Exactly.
Is all that learning and the growth and the things that the student has been able to nurture and experience, that it just die? But it doesn't.
No,
it
not
continues
here.
on, and it can continue on K through 12, depending
Precisely.
upon the schools that they pathway through.
That's right. So it's wonderful. We're having fun.
Very strategic.
Exactly.
And I think that
Thanks to Dr.
Dr.
Mary
Sieu
Sue. That's right.
had a plan involved with that.
Well, thanks for having all of us here tonight to share a little bit about our schools, the special new programs that are going to be in place in the next several years. I think we're going to have some wonderful new magnet schools.
And I'm very glad to have everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and maybe we hope to have you again sometime. And stay tuned. We'll be right back.